Green in their eyes. What is green and why is it in their eyes? Well, this is going down to memory lane for Oshiomhole and the Jagaban, that is Bolaji Ahmed Tinubu. I know you're going to enjoy this. But before then, guys, please ensure you hit the subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up. Okay, it is a long ride. Let us quickly dive in and tell you exactly what is the green in their eyes. Recent developments in the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) have created a storm. The former national chairman of the party, Comrade Oshiomhole, failed to learn from the age-long advice that a good general does not fight on all fronts. Those who refused in history to heed this advice had always had cause to regret their decisions. Napoleon Bonaparte and Adolf Hitler, two of the greatest military strategists, learned the hard way. Oshiomhole had many enemies in APC, especially the governors. Though efforts were made in the past to remove Oshiomhole from office, he survived it until he decided to wrestle in the mud with his godson, Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State. Naturally, the disagreements, suspension and court battles threatened to destroy the party. However, in order to save the party, the President Muhammadu Buhari succumbed to the pressure from the governors, and the National Executive Committee (NEC) meeting of the party was convened in the villa. At that meeting, major decisions were taken, one of which was the dissolution of the party's National Working Committee (NWC) and an interim committee put in place which is to organize an emergency convention. That was how Oshiomhole became history. Though Oshiomhole lost his chairmanship of the party, many believe that national leader of the party, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was the big loser in that power game. In fact, many commentators believed he was the target of that coup, and that the battle for the soul of the party as it concerns the 2023 presidential elections has begun. Leading the criticism against Tinubu was the former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode. In an open letter to Tinubu, Fani-Kayode advised Tinubu to quit politics. He said he warned him that the northern political establishment could not be trusted and that they would use him and dump him. He argued that Tinubu had been humiliated. Another critic was the respected Yoruba elder, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, an Afenifere chieftain. Adebanjo also said he wanted Tinubu not to go into alliance with President Muhammadu Buhari, that the Fulanis could not be trusted. He then advised that to salvage whatever remains of his pride, Tinubu could resign from APC. The Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yorubaland, Ìbà Ganiyu Adams, is another critic. In an interview that went viral in the media, Gani criticized Tinubu for not believing in the Yoruba cause and that he is only interested in what he can benefit. He said that what has happened to Tinubu in the APC is poetic justice. Are these personalities justified in their arguments? No, if you ask Tinubu to resign from APC or leave politics altogether, what is the alternative? Is it to join the PDP? Form a new party? I beg to disagree. Political party is a vehicle to capture power. What was the situation of things in Yorubaland before APC was formed? Despite the fact that Tinubu's party, the Action Congress of Nigeria (ACN), supported former President Goodluck Jonathan at that time, the Yoruba were shut out from the government that was formed afterwards. I cannot recall any major position held by a Yoruba man or woman in that government. So, Tinubu had no choice but to go into alliance if he was to get involved at the center. We should also remember that the Yoruba as a political bloc have always desired power at the center, which had eluded them. The late Chief Obafemi Awolowo made efforts to be at the center. He did not succeed. Late MKO Abiola, who won election, was not allowed to benefit from the mandate given to him by Nigerians. Another top Yoruba man, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, who became president, was installed by the northern political interest, not by his people. It is instructive to note that Obasanjo lost his word in the first election in 1999 because he was not the candidate of his people. Chief Olufalaye was the Yoruba candidate in that election. If Asiwaju Tinubu was serious about seizing power from PDP, it was obvious he had to go into alliance or he would remain a regional champion. So he's going into alliance with the General Muhammad Buhari-led Congress for Progressive Change (CPC) made political sense. Buhari had always won majority votes in the north. What he needed was a strategic partner who could get him across the line. Tinubu's ACN, along with some elements in the All Nigerian People's Party (ANPP) and the new PDP, came together and defeated Goodluck Jonathan to seize power at the center, where the benefits therefrom several. The Yoruba moved freely into the mainstream and were adequately rewarded, especially in the first 4 years of the Buhari government. They were given strategic positions in government, including the vice presidency and a super minister who was in charge of 3 key ministries. The ministry budget of former Lagos State Governor Raji Fashola San, who was in charge of power, works and housing, was more than the budget of many states. The Yoruba were also appointed into various positions across board. So how could joining the alliance be a mistake? What was the position of things before the alliance? It is always good to put things in proper perspective. It was true the Chief John Odige Oyegun, as chairman of APC, did not protect Tinubu's interest. What happened in Ondo during the primaries that brought out Governor Rotimi Akeredolu and how Tinubu's candidate in Kogi was not allowed to be governor of that state proved that point. It was common knowledge that Tinubu fought for the removal of Oyegun and played a prominent role in making Oshiomhole chairman of APC. As we move towards 2023, whoever is in control of the party is at an advantage, so Oshiomhole not being the chairman of the party is a major setback for Tinubu, no doubt, but that is not enough reason to write him off. Tinubu is a master strategist. I witnessed his brilliance in his regard firsthand. In 2023, he was seeking re-election as governor of Lagos State. I was privileged to be the co-chair of the media committee for his re-election. President Olusegun Obasanjo of PDP approached Pa Abraham Adesanya, the Afenifere leader, for an agreement. Obasanjo said that as a Yoruba man, the Southwest should support him in the presidential election, while they would support the ACN governors to retain their seats in the Southwest. The Afenifere leadership agreed. However, Tinubu saw through that deal and refused to support it. He said it was a ruse and that we should continue working. There was no agreement. The leadership of the Afenifere felt slighted that Tinubu didn't go along with them. They publicly endorsed other Southwest governors except Tinubu, telling him he was on his own. And what happened afterwards? A political tsunami swept through the Southwest geopolitical zone. All the governors elected on the ACN platform except Tinubu lost their re-election bid. Tinubu was the lone survivor. The journey to get into the mainstream started when Tinubu was the Lagos State governor. The first person he sent forth was his then chief of staff, who is now Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. Mohammed resigned as chief of staff and ran for governorship in Kwara. Though he was not successful at that time, the seed of what made it possible to take Kwara from PDP in 2019 general election was sown at that time. The next person in that project was Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, who was his commissioner for works. Like Muhammad, Aregbesola started the Oromiyan project to take over Osun State from PDP. He succeeded and became two-term governor of Osun State. So Tinubu could not be written off. His ability to work himself relevant despite numerous coups against him is commendable. For somebody who left power since 2003 to still be relevant means there are certain things that he is doing right. Yes, and that was from a journalist and Akin Pelu in Lagos State. And he has actually given a brief of what the journey of Asiwaju Tinubu is and what he's to achieve anytime soon. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have anything to say about it, please drop it in the comment section. Thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like this video. Do have a pleasant day. Bye for now.